These photos were taken by a renter, and some of these conditions have been corrected, and some of them remain the same. But these are just examples of the poor condition that are in all three buildings: 765 Vose Avenue, 740 Vose Avenue, and 787 Vose Avenue, all under the one umbrella condominium association, CKC condominiums. And I blame this not just on management, but the people who reside in these apartments or condominiums, this slum-like condition, because the more you don't say anything or do anything, the more it's gonna continue. You have to say something to live in this condition. It makes no sense. This, like I said in past videos, this is absolutely criminal that this can go on and no one say anything about it, or nothing is really done to the level where the problems are corrected. This is actually sewage water that runs from the building through the parking area every time someone flushes a toilet or takes a shower. This runs out underneath the building. Has this problem been corrected? I highly doubt it. I will do a walkthrough possibly this week. Today is Tuesday, October 5th. Again, today is Tuesday, October 5th, and the year is 2021. But I will do a walk down, in regards of this situation and these poor conditions. I mean, this is just absolutely deplorable that people can live in conditions like this. I don't know if this has been corrected yet, but this is an issue with the ceiling. And in a lot of the buildings, you have leakage. You have bad piping that has not been fixed because management refuses to spend the money that I know they have, but they'll spare just the bare minimum, and that's based on complaints to correct issues such as this leakage. And this is supposed to be a fire alarm. How do you operate a building and the fire alarms are falling apart? At one time, this was the firebox. This was the firebox at one time, and I went to the fire department and I investigated that code, and to my knowledge, that code, I don't know if you can see it. I could barely see it, but to my knowledge, that code was an indication that there was a problem with the actual fire alarm. And what I've been told is if there's an issue with smoke or some sign that the fire department needed to be summoned to the building, there are two particular owners. They would call the fire department. And if you look at the fire extinguisher, I don't know by law when they have to be checked, but the date is 2016. I don't know if that has to be updated or there has to be some type of replacement of the fire extinguisher. I don't know. But clearly that needs to be addressed as well. Again, I'll do a walkthrough possibly this week, and we'll see if that fire extinguisher is still around. Look at the dust on it, but they do not care. They do not care. Basically the management took over from the prior management, and they became the majority property owners. It's roughly about 106 units in all three buildings. They have the majority of the units, so they have the majority of the votes. So they basically do what they want, and they run the property like it's their own personal apartment. And the city has not done what they're supposed to be doing, because there's no follow-ups with this situation, as far as I know. And the mayor, he has done in my opinion, the very minimum. And the state, how could they come out here once a year, twice a year, or how many times they've been out here, and not do follow-ups on these deplorable situations or conditions? Sorry. And you had this refrigerator that has been in the hallway for I don't know how long. I believe it's gone now, but just the fact that this just continued for so long. A refrigerator in the hallway, broken refrigerator. Then you had this. I believe this is the basement level. This is a ceiling that actually collapsed because of poor piping in the building. And these problems could be solved, but again, management, they don't want to spend money. They'll spend just the bare minimum, or their hands have to be forced. So you have this situation from it looks like water in the ceiling, and then in the actual basement, you have this situation. Then this is common, trash not being picked up. We have the same issue in 740 Vose in our parking lot. Trash everywhere, chairs, bottles. To my knowledge, there's no super. There's no super. You have one guy in charge of 3 buildings. It's impossible for one man to manage 3 buildings. So again, the bare minimum is being done as far as trash being picked up around the building, grass being cut, repairs being done. One man can't do this, and to my knowledge, he's not the actual super. So is it legal to run 3 buildings without a super? Is that legal? Absolutely criminal. Look at this. 765 Vose, Orange, New Jersey, CKC condominiums. You have renters and owners in all 3 buildings. 740 Vose, 765 Vose, and 787 Vose. Absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. This makes absolutely no sense. At one time, you had this situation where you have loose banisters in front of this building. All the buildings in all the areas have loose banisters and broken stairs. All buildings. Then when you watch videos on this page, you see 787 missing cylinders in their locks. I see the same situation in a couple of doors in 765 Vose. You have in 787, you have certain buildings missing lock cylinders, and I'm seeing the same situation in 765 Vose, which is a security issue. But the more you do nothing about this situation, the worse it's going to get, because when people who don't respect you and all they're about is chasing the money, that's their main agenda is just to collect that money, you'll get the worst treatment. And here's the thing: what are you going to do when the winter comes? I guarantee you, when winter time comes, you're going to see more problems. You're going to see less snow removal. You're going to see issues where cars are going to be stuck in the driveways, the parking area. And the situation is going to get worse and worse and worse. But this is just a video to show you what's going on in one particular building, 765 Vose. And in my opinion, the problems, they're not going to go away until some type of legal enforcement is forced on the majority property owners, to force them to do what they want to do, to create some type of humane conditions for people to reside in. This is totally beastly, and animals shouldn't even live in this condition. And this is just issues that was some time ago, and imagine now. This was some time ago, and could you imagine now? But I will do a follow-up, and we'll see what's been corrected and what's new as far as the conditions in the building. But I can't do it alone. A lot of you renters and owners, you have to get involved. All you have to do is just post your issues on this page, and I'll take care of the rest. That's all you have to do. Post your issues, videos, make comments, expose these horrible conditions that you live in. CKC, Vose Avenue, Slums. Have a great day.